Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dastur Madad Ya Sahib al-Saif Shaykh Abdul Kabir Ya Rabbani Madad Dastur Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli. Let us all renew our shahadat, saying Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu ta'ala wa sallam. Alhamdulillah. Shukr ya Rabbi. We are giving thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for creating us to be humans, for not making us to be an animal. In these days, even the animals, they are complaining about us, about man. Animals are complaining, saying, you gave them such a high honor, Ya Rabbi. But majority of them, they become lower than the animals. And the whole nations, they are running towards those values of becoming lower than the animals. And the leaders of those nations in this Ahir of the Ahir Zaman, they are giving permission for those values that is lower than the animals, making it to be widespread everywhere. That whatever wrongdoings that the earlier nations did, the earlier prophets did, 124,000 prophets, whatever wrong, whatever evil things, whatever disobedience, whatever rebellion that they made towards their Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in this Ahir of the Ahir Zaman, you see this nation of the most beloved, but this nation that has lost its way, they are doing everything that those earlier nations did. Fine. Look to see what they did. Everything. Quickly sit down. A sign of a munafiq. Sohbet is starting. Then that's the time they move very slowly. They're trying to show, just to break it. Anyway, this is normal. It happened during Prophet's time. It happened during Ashraf Effendi's time. It has to happen during our time too. So, but those ones who are continuing doing the sunnat of those wrong ones, they're not going to get rewarded, they're going to get punished. Everyone is following a sunnat. Whether it's a sunnat of shaitan, or the sunnat of Rahman, the sunnat of the Nabiul Rahmat. Look to see. May Allah keep us in safety and away from all the evil values and wrong actions and wrong intentions that we see all around us. In these days, it is everywhere. We cannot escape. But it is an order of the Prophet ﷺ saying, at that time, move out from populated areas, go up to the mountains, find a sheep, live through the sustenance of that animal. Don't run around looking for knowledge. Whatever little knowledge that you have, take it and practice it. Because that is the time of major confusion. Confusion is going to be from the top to the bottom. Confusion is going to circle around like the flood of Nuh. It's going to touch everything. The confusion starts from the scholars, those scholars, evil scholars. It's going to circle around everywhere. It's going to go back to the tops of their heads. This is hadith. So, not important for us this time to be running so much. This is the advice of the Prophet ﷺ in the Ahir Zaman. Take the small knowledge that you have and practice it sincerely. And don't run around so much looking to see. What is there to see out there in the world anyway? In the eyes of a believer, what is there to see? The believer does not take any enjoyment from this world anyway. The believer, even if he looks in this world, he's happy. Of course he's happy. The believer is happy whatever Allah gives it to him. The believer is happy that he is created. The believer is happy when he understands and when he remembers that he has been created in the nation of the most beloved one, alayhi salatu wasalam. Whichever of the favors of your Lord can you deny that the believer is not going to find and the believer is not going to be happy with? But the believer will look around, especially in this world right now, in the 21st century, in this age of fitna, in this age of Dajjal, and he's going to see everything and he's going to be very unhappy. Why is he unhappy? Because the majority of the things that he sees, most of the things that he sees, is making Allah unhappy. Is making his Prophet unhappy. Is making the awliya Allah unhappy. You have to be a believer to understand this. Who is happy in these days? From individuals to families, communities to nations. Who is happy? They are not happy. We are not happy. We have everything. The Muslims, we have more than we ever imagined we could have. Collect everything that we earned in the past altogether, we have more than that now. Muslims, they're not happy. Christians, they're not happy. Jews, they're not happy. We are unhappy because we left the way of Allah and His Prophet. And the air is not happy with us. The earth is not happy with us. The water is not happy with us. The animals, they are not happy with us. Nothing is happy with mankind because mankind has lost the direction. Mankind no longer is living for Allah. Mankind is living for himself. Mankind is living for the sake of this dunya. Is living just to satisfy his desires. Is running around to collect the pleasures and the treasures of this world. And this world, Prophet ﷺ is saying, this world, it is a prison for the believers. If you have time, look to see in the poetry of the Ottoman sultans. You will discover when they praise this world. When do they praise themselves? When do they ever praise the pleasures and the treasures that they have found or they've collected or this world has to offer? I'm only seeing over and over again the sultans feeling very sad because they're not able to carry the responsibility fully, especially in the last few hundred years of the Ottoman Empire, when fitna started that time and is entering everywhere. And they are very sad because they are away from the Prophet ﷺ. They are very sad because they are seeing the nation is turning away from the way of Allah and is looking to the West. Where is the West? What is the West? The West is where the sun sets. The East is where the sun rises. Islam is coming from the East, it's not coming from the West. But in the Zahir Zaman, one of the signs of Qiyamah is that the sun is going to rise from the West. So you see Islam rising from the West. But don't think Islam is rising from the West because of Western Muslims. There are Muslims who wants to take the Western values that the West has and to put it into Islam. No, Islam is already perfect. Islam was perfected 1400 years ago. And Islam cannot be moderated. Islam, it is not like the other religions that you are going to go according to the time and according to the people and according to what the culture is saying. The time, the people and the culture has to change to Islam. Inna dina inda Allahul Islam. And there is enough that the Holy Prophet ﷺ left 1400 years ago to his Sahabe Kiram, to his companions, to those who follow his companions, and to the awliya Allah to guide not one world, 1 million worlds like this to the way of Islam. May Allah keep us on this Siratul Mustaqim. This is a prayer that we are saying every year, every day. One day, 40 times at least. We're saying, Ihdina Siratul Mustaqim. And especially in this 21st century, not only is it covered, the Siratul Mustaqim, they're saying, there are so many Siratul Mustaqims. Every Sirat is Mustaqim, they're saying. Every way, it is correct. Every way, it is accepted in the divine presence. If that is so, then why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making His holy prophet to say, Islam is going to be divided into 73 different groups, and only one group is correct, is on the Siratul Mustaqim. All the 72 groups, it is not. Prophet ﷺ did not say, oh, Islam is going to be divided into 73, and all 73 groups, they're going to be in Siratul Mustaqim. He did not say that. He said one group. He did not make it into a mystery. Like so many things, they're making religion into a mystery. These are the mysteries. So Shaitan can come and whisper, and you can just write according to whatever is moving you at that time, at that place, and with that culture. They asked him, which group is this, Ya Rasulullah? And Prophet ﷺ is saying, those who follow my sunnat and the sunnat of my sahabis. It is not enough, those who follow my sunnat. Because now, every group is claiming this is sunnat too. Feminists claiming this is sunnat. Fascists claiming this is sunnat. Who else? The moderate Muslims claiming this is sunnat. All those groups following different directions and different ways from 1400 years until now, they're all claiming this is sunnat. But he's saying those who follow my sunnat and the sunnat of my sahabis. And from that time until now, the major problem with those ones who have deviated is not because of the sunnat of the Prophet ﷺ, but it's because there's a sunnat of his Sahabi Kiram. The first fitna that happened, because they did not follow the sunnat of the Sahabi Kiram. They say, we refuse to follow your way, Ya Abu Bakr. We want someone else to be in your place, not you. They deviate. Another group saying, we're not following Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman or Ali. We follow only Quran. They deviate. Another group saying, we don't want even to follow any of one of this. Al-Bayat is already broken. We live as they like, as we like. Another saying, we follow everything, but we're not going to follow the sunnat of the Sahabis and those who follow after them and those who follow after them. It's according to our own head. They deviated. Islam, it is alive. Islam is not dead. Islam, it is not a dead religion. It is an alive religion. Prophet ﷺ is not dead. He is fresh and he is alive. He is Hazir and he is Nazir. The awliya Allah, those who live and those who pass for the sake of Allah, they are not dead, they are alive. And it's because of them that this religion is standing. It is because of the shuhada who are not dead, they are fresh and they are alive, that this religion is standing. If it wasn't for the shuhada of Uhud and all the other shuhadas, all the other shahids from that time until the last jihad, the battle of Chanakala, if we did not have them who spilled their blood, we would not have the Aqidah that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said, follow me and follow my Sahabis. Follow those who follow the Sahabis. Follow those who follow those who follow the Sahabis. There is unbroken. It is alive because it is unbroken. It is alive because there is a golden chain that connects everything together. But in these days of complete darkness and complete sorrow, where mankind is not looking to find Allah. Look, Muslims, Christians or Jews, they are looking to live this life. They are looking to live this life. They're saying the pursuit of happiness. But happiness Either according to the way of Allah or happiness according to your ego. Choose whichever happiness now. If it's happiness according to your ego, if there's 100 people here, everyone will have 100 different reasons. Everyone will have 100 different interpretation of what that happiness is. But if there is happiness for the sake of Allah, we are not going to be fighting. Because we're going to look what Allah has said there, how to have that happiness. Happiness is only in obedience to Allah. Happiness is only in submission to Allah. Happiness is only in submission to the Prophet ﷺ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, he who obeys the Prophet obeys Allah. So many saying we obey the Prophet too. No. It is not how you obey the Prophet as you like. There were those who obeyed the Prophet better than you. Follow them. Those who follow, those ones who obey them better than you, follow them. With that chain, with that link, take the one that is closest to you and follow. Then that time, you'll be able to obey the Prophet, you'll be able to obey Allah. But this fitna of the Wahhabis, they're entering. They've entered for hundreds of years. And they're saying, paramount, it is obey Allah. Just obey Allah. Then that time, if you obey Allah only, without going through the Prophet ﷺ, then everyone is going to obey Allah according to their ego. That time, there's going to be complete disaster. Because who are you to tell me that my way of obeying Allah is wrong? The other one is saying, who are you to tell me my way of obeying Allah is wrong? Everyone is saying my way is right. I'm obeying Allah, I'm obeying Allah, I'm obeying Allah. That means that everyone is declaring their own independence. They're saying, I am directly connected to Allah. Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein. But Allah, to make us to come close to Him, because there are 70,000 veils between us and Allah, Allah has sent prophets and books and holy people. Because those ones, they help us to get rid of these veils that is in front of us in order to return to Allah. If not, we're just going to understand according to our own ego, I'm obeying Allah, but I'm not going to obey anyone who tells me. So that time, what I say, it is law. What I say, it is correct. That's exactly what Shaitan wants. Because Shaitan is saying, no, don't make sajda. To who? To Adam. Who is in Adam alayhi salam? Holy Prophet alayhi salam. His light is there. Don't have obedience to one who is representing Allah. Don't follow the Khalifatullah. Adam alayhi salam was created. We, humans, were created to be the Khalifatullah. You think if there were 7 billion people, there's 7 billion Khalifatullahs? That's what people are also thinking. Okay, if I'm a Khalifatullah, then you are also, then everyone is also. No, it is not. Above every knower is another knower. This is a chain. Shaitan is saying, don't follow one leader. Don't make sajda to that Khalifa. And now, we are hearing that over and over again. Don't obey the Khalifa. We don't need the Khalifa. Don't need the Khalifa. That's okay. Khalifa doesn't need you. But if you are following that way of understanding, then definitely Shaitan is happy with you, not Rahman. Shaitan is very happy with you because exactly what Shaitan did. He did not follow that Khalifa that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created man to represent him. Inshallah, this ummah is going to find their way. We are saying a couple of words to make people to understand that the time we're living in is very unusual times. The time that we're living in, if the believer who has intelligence, and every believer must have intelligence, he will understand that these are very dangerous times. And the most important thing is for him to protect his faith. May Allah grant long life and healthy life to our Grand Shaykh, and grant higher maqams to our Sahibul Saif. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. And may this ummah wake up before it's too late. The last signs are showing, the trumpets they are calling, but still mankind they are sleeping. May it be easy for us, for the sake of the Holy Prophet, al-Fatiha.